Just like George Jones sung about, you know, this whole world is full of singers, but just a few are chosen to be country legends. If you're in Pigeon Forge, stop by Country Legends Rediscovered Museum to check out this amazing display of country legend memorabilia. You would expect to find a display like this in Nashville, Tennessee.
Hello! The Virginia Fun Seekers are here in front of the Country Legends Rediscovered Museum. Now this is something that we are discovering because we didn't know it was here. We came over to Cooters and we said, what is that place over there? We saw something about country music, about country, and then a museum, and we thought, well, let's go over here and see what it's about. So we're going to go in and check it out.
And when I saw all the stars like Conway, Twitty, and Kenny Rogers, that's right up our alley, so we had to go and check this place out. So y'all come along as we go in this museum and take a look around. And right here, when you walk in, this is the front counter. So this is where you pay at. Very reasonable price. For us, it was $10 for a couple. You can't beat that to see all this pieces of history. And back here at the very back, you'll see a picture. This is the man who actually owns and runs this little museum. This is a picture with him and George Jones. All the showcases are right behind this curtain. So let's go through here and check it out. I can already see it's got all kind of nice stuff in here. I'm gonna start right here at the left, and we're gonna just walk around and take a look at each and every exhibit. The first exhibit you see as you walk in on your left-hand side is a Buck Owens exhibit. In this case, you'll see some of the Buck's items, the red jacket he wore. And here is the iconic red, white, and blue guitar. I can always see him playing that, especially on Hee Haw.
Oh, I love it.
And down here in the bottom are some boots that he wore. Some pictures of Buck and the Buckaroos. And right over here is a poster from a show from Sunday, February the 18th. I don't see the year on it anywhere. Right here is a showcase of Jerry Lee Lewis. A pair of pants, a jacket, and there's a t-shirt. And moving on this way, here's Mel Tillis. They've got a stand-up of Mel. There's a suit, a jacket. I can always remember Mel. He'll get to talking, he'll get to stuttering, but he sure could sing. And right here is one of my all-time favorites, Conway Twitty. Conway, he sure could put out some #1 songs. Hated when he passed away in 1993 from an aneurysm. He was on tour, got back on his tour bus, wasn't feeling well. The band stopped somewhere, the bus did, and the rest of them got off. And they came back, found Conway had collapsed. And there's a Tweety bird. That was a little logo that he was famous for using. And right here you see a couple of photographs of him and Loretta together. Looks like maybe been at some kind of award show right there with the microphones in front of them. Right here you'll see the outfits. These were actually Conway Twitty's and Loretta Lynn's. And looking at this outfit of Loretta Lynn's, you can tell she was a tiny little woman. And this custom manual jumpsuit was worn on numerous album covers, live concerts, award shows, and TV appearances as the CMAs and Hee Haw. And that is the black one that Conway Twitty wore. This 70s custom stage outfit was worn on numerous personal appearances across the country and tours with Conway Twitty. And then this showcase is a suit of Hank Snow's. Hank wore this many times on the Grand Ole Opry, tours of Canada, and a high-profile photo shoot with the Judds. Inside of this showcase was another famous country duo, Porter Wagoner and Dolly Parton. Here is an outfit worn by each of them. And down here is a cap that Porter Wagoner autographed from the Porter Wagoner show. And in this photograph right here, you actually see Dolly wearing this outfit right here in this showcase. And right here are some more items of Porter Wagoner's. Porter was known for his flashy suits that he always wore. And in this case right here, you see this nice looking purple vest with all the sequins on it. Got the cacti and the stagecoach. And then back here you see an album cover autographed by Porter Wagoner. And here's a suit of Jim Ed Brown. This was worn on numerous Grand Ole Opry appearances in the TV show Nashville on the Road, which ran from 1980 through 1984. And right here are some items of Charlie Daniels. I like to start with this album cover right here first. I used to love this album. It had one of my favorite songs on that, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. And this case right here is a coat and a cap. In the center right here, this right here was something that was presented to Charlie Daniels Band for bringing his talents to the 2008 Spirit of America tour for the soldiers, families, and civilians of Fort Jackson. And here is a U.S. Army jacket. You can see on the logo right there, C. Daniels. And down below it, in this case, are some awards presented to Charlie Daniels. The Military Order of the Purple Heart was presented to Charlie Daniels. This plaque right here says this was presented to him for his support in placing a Bible course curriculum in the public schools of America. Right here on display, these are some of the Statler brothers outfits. You notice they all match. The Statlers are getting up from our neck of the woods from Stanton, Virginia. Also mixed in at the bottom is a Eddie Rabbit guitar case, guitar, and a shirt. A few photos of Eddie Rabbit, and also a Statler Brothers album cover. Here on display are some of the famous Nudie suits. And reading this sign right here said, these custom-made Nudie suits belong to pop singer Vic Damone.
When you think of the Nudie suits, you usually think of Porter Wagoner. He had lots of the Nudie suits, and one of the first ones that he actually had made for him had wagon wheels on it.
Here's a display of Roy Acuff items. You see this sign right here, it says elect Roy Acuff for governor. I never knew that Roy ran for public office. I did not know that. I can remember seeing Roy before, performing on the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville, Tennessee. These are some nice shiny shoes. And this TV you see right here, when you first come in, they set you down and show you a video, which is a very interesting video that you see. This shirt right here was worn by Marty Rowe from Diamond Rio. This one right here is Randy Travis. Here on display are some items from Billy Walker and Barbara Mandrell. This is a jacket of Billy Walker. And here is a leather suit. Now, I can remember we did a video before from Nashville, Tennessee, showing where Billy Walker's gravesite is. And I will try to get that link in the description below. So be sure to go check out that and other artists that we visited while we was in Nashville, Tennessee, to see their graves and pay our respects to. These dresses right here belong to Barbara Mandrell that she wore. These next items we're showing you belong to George Jones. George Jones was one of a kind. And back here you'll see a dress bag that has Nudie's Rodeo Tailors from Hollywood, California. You see George Jones's name on it. Here is a nice dress jacket right here in the case. There's some pictures of George, and here's some with his band. And here is a possum. I thought that was very appropriate because George, he was known as a possum. And George Jones Possum Holler 24-ounce chicken whiskey, served over crushed ice in a complimentary glass for $4.50. So this right here must have been the glass that they served the drink in. And up here we have more George Jones items. In this case right here, there's a jacket, Armani, tailored for George Jones. You can see the label inside of it. And a license plate with no show. George was known as being no-show Jones. He had gotten drunk and missed more than one show on occasion. In this case below are many items that belong to George. Here is another tailor-made George Jones coat. There's some shoes, a pair of boots, some more shoes, another jacket, and down here are some all-access backstage passes. And here is a Billboard Star Award, George Jones of Epic Records for He Stopped Loving Her Today. One of the most popular songs in country music. And right here was a set list from 2005. The show was running approximately 1 hour and 10 minutes, 110 minutes, which have been almost right at 2 hours just about. And here are the songs that they was set to play that night. Also on here you see some guitar picks and the guitar strings. Right here is a suit of George's. And also in this photo picture down here you see George on the John Deere. Here on display, this is a suit that was worn by Roy Clark, and a guitar. And here are a few of Roy Clark's album covers. Now Roy Clark is another Virginia guy, born down in Mahern, Virginia, which is probably about 45 minutes to an hour to the east of where we live at. And this suit right here was worn on numerous personal appearances as well as a tour in Russia. In this case right here you see Jack Green. That's an album cover of Jack Green. Statue of a Fool was one of his biggest songs. And then right over here was a B.J. Thomas, looks like a football jersey, and an album cover. Right here are some Johnny Cash items. You can see some pictures of Johnny. And if you come down in this case and look, you'll see different items. You'll see a guitar case, some Italian slippers, These Italian slippers, you can see them in this Time magazine recording session photo. There's a Life magazine with Johnny on the cover. There's a shirt. And right over here we have a Charlie Lovin suit. This was made for him, given to him by Porter Wagner. Here is another showcase with Buck Owens items in it. See a jacket, a pair of Levi's. There's a photograph of Buck. Here is another guitar. This is an electric guitar. Another pair of Buck Owens boots. There is a lunchbox with a thermos from Hee Haw Show. Here is a case with a jacket that belonged to Dwight Yoakam. You can see him wearing it in this CD cover from Hillbilly Deluxe. And over here is a design for a Davy Jones. Here are some items that belong to Mickey Gilley. Here's a sticker that says, "I rode the bull at Gilley's." And Mickey had a nightclub down in Texas called Gilley's. And there's an autographed photograph of Mickey.
You see the Gilley's as Bud and Sissy from the Urban Cowboy.
That is correct. This right here is items that belong to Charlie Walker and Donna Fargo. And here are some photographs of them down here at the bottom of it. In this display case, you'll see two items, one on the left belonging to a Freddie Hart, and over here on the right, Fern Young. And here are some items that belong to the Mandrell sisters. Would you like to name them for us, Cindy?
Of course, you've got Barbara, Louise, and Arlene. And Louise actually used to have a theater here in Pigeon Forge.
I can remember that many years ago.
I have always been a big fan of the Mandrell sisters. I was country when country wasn't cool. It was always one of my favorite songs growing up that Barbara Mandrell actually sang.
On this display right here is a suit that belonged to Cal Smith and a dress belonging to Skeeter Davis. In this showcase right here is a dress that belongs to Dolly Parton. And you can see some pictures right here. These were actually taken at her theme park, Dollywood, right here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And the date on them is 1991. And this picture right over here is from the movie that she starred in called 9 to 5. Also, they have a gift shop with right many items available. They got all kind of nice t-shirts. They have some Christmas ornaments, posters. And right over here, they have some glasses. Well, what did you think of the Country Legends Rediscovered Museum, Cindy?
I thought it was awesome. I mean, I had no idea this was here in Pigeon Forge. And when we came over to Cooters and I saw that, and we thought we'd walk over to see what it's all about. So glad we checked it out. So much in there. I didn't expect to see so much, such a variety of different types of outfits and items from famous country music legends.
Yeah, this is something that we are both very interested in.
Yes.
Because we're both huge country music fans, especially the older country music. And we got to see some of the artifacts that they left behind. And sure am glad that we discovered this place. The man who runs the place, his first name is Colby. He's done a wonderful job on this museum. He's got all kind of nice artifacts on display for people to come and enjoy. And talking with Colby, you can tell that he has a love for country music.
Absolutely, I really enjoyed talking to him. In fact, when you walked in, he was just so welcoming and so friendly. And then he was very knowledgeable. He is a musician and has played with many of the greats. So it was just an interesting conversation too.
And the price to get in was very reasonable. It was only $10 for a couple. So, and Carly, they didn't charge for Carly. So anyway, the price for $10 to go in and see some pieces of history was well worth it.
I was really impressed of how many items was in there, and this is his own collection. It's not like it was borrowed from somewhere and displayed. These are things that he has acquired through the years.
So if you're in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and you're a huge country music fan and you want to see some of this pieces of history, it's easy to find. It's right off the parkway, right here off of Wares Valley Road, in the shopping center with some other popular attractions such as Cooter's Place and the Pigeon Forge Deli. It's down here on the end, pretty close to the Pigeon Forge Deli. So come on in, stop by, and tell Kobe that the Virginia Fun Seekers sent you. Go ahead and close this out, Carly.
Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so miss the latest videos. See you next time. Thank you for watching. God bless.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.